Hey, okay, so today, day 40. Um, this it's been another extremely full day, and right now I am grateful to report that I felt a whole lot different today than I did yesterday and over the weekend. Um, Now I don't know what the deal is, except that I got into acceptance. At some point last night, I recognized, okay, look, yesterday was just a rough day. So what about tomorrow? What can I do tonight before I get up in the morning Tuesday and have to start another day? Do I want to wake up in the same place? Now I believe, as I've discovered over the last 40 days, 30. Well, I guess this is day 40, so it is 40 days. Duh. Um, is that preparing myself for the next day starts the night before. In fact, it can start days before. It's kind of like, I track my macros, and like I have this little device that I blow into. It's called a lumen, and it measures the carbon dioxide in my lungs, tells me what my body is burning, whether it's fat or carbs. And, so some days, and this is kind of an aside, but I hope the analogy helps. Some days, like if I'm blowing high carb burn, but I had uh, like towards the end of the day, and I've had like almost no carbs. I'm like, what is going on? How can this be? But it's like, what are the glycogen stores from the previous day or the couple days before? Like it can be cumulative. So the same with prepping for my day. The same with my mental attitudes. Like, what has the previous day or the previous few hours, the previous week, you know, what are the circumstances and the events and the thoughts and the messages and the words that I spoke? How have those, you know, created a cumulative effect to how I'm feeling? So yesterday, like I said, it felt like a train wreck. It wasn't a train wreck, but it felt that way emotionally, physically. And so last night I set this intention. Tomorrow I've got an extremely busy day. So if I wake up early instead of going to the gym, I'm going to start working. I'm going to start into my tasks. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. I was up at 4 o'clock this morning. I could have gone to the gym because I didn't work out yesterday, but I chose to put that aside. I realized, see, there's a part of me that feels like, man, if I don't work out, something's going to happen, right? And it's probably this judgment about, like, I don't want to be out of shape, I don't want to be overweight, I want to look attractive, I want to be able to continually physically move. Most of it, I'm sure, is all about approval, and wanting to look a certain way so that my wife finds me attractive and I find myself attractive. Deep stuff that we don't have time to go into here. But that's not true, right? Like if I miss a day of working out, I mean, when I had hernia surgery a few years ago, I couldn't work out for a few weeks, right? And you bounce back. So I was making mountains out of molehills in my mind. So I made this decision last night, and sure enough, I woke up at 4 o'clock, maybe 4:15, and I came out and immediately started working on a client project that I had wanted to complete Friday, and wanted to work on Sunday. And so I just chunked through my day. Also, I made sure that I took all of the supplements that I normally take, the ashwagandha. I cut down on my coffee. I've been having like 21 grams of coffee once a day, and I cut that down to like, I think it was nine this morning, not yesterday. Yeah, nine this morning. But I had all the supplements, and I've gone through like multiple work projects, writing copy, Zoom meetings, committing to things today. Uh, I just finished a 2 hour HOA meeting that I'm part of the committee for here in my neighborhood. I also had to make a choice, um, just to accommodate the work that was more important, to not facilitate my men's group tonight. I called, I checked in with the guys, and I said, unfortunately, I need to cancel tonight. Somebody else can please take over. You guys can please meet, but I need to, and I like to say I get to, but I, I said I have other things that uh, that take priority right now. My group is not going to fall apart if I'm not leading it one week. It's really more of a facilitation most of the time than leading it. So I made these decisions, and 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, after this HOA meeting was over, dinner, which I don't like doing, but that's the way that it is. And I want to work for another hour or so, and then hopefully be in bed by 10:30. And tomorrow's another full day, and I do have some anxiousness about all the things on my calendar. So I'm going to have to be discriminating before I go to bed and decide if I'm going to be able to fulfill all of the commitments that I made for tomorrow, or if I'm going to have to do some renegotiating. So we'll see. Anyway, um, I don't know if this was helpful at all. I don't know if just like listening to me ramble about what's really going on and how I'm dealing with things is useful to you, but I would love to hear some feedback from anybody that's watching. Tell me what's going on in your life, kind of what is your process? How do you deal with, um, you know, just the everyday, you know, um, tasks of getting through life? I think one of the things that's really important is having a goal and knowing, what you're going after. That's super important. And I started this thing 40 days ago with the goal of really having a transformation in my thinking, right? And in the results that I create in my life because of how I think, how I speak, how I show up. And that it's easy to lose sight of that. Oh, also, one of the things I didn't talk about today was um, the I have like financial obligations that I am wrestling with completing right now because of issues with payments coming in, client payments, and that is that's something that really causes a lot of stress for me. Worry, fear, anxiety. Let's just call it what it is. And um, those kinds of things that when I perceive I can't control them, or if that ancient part of me, the little child that never knew whether things were going to be okay, if that part of me is triggered, it can really throw me off. And this is where I get to manage my mind. So the last few days has really been an exercise in mind management. And who's faxing me at 9 o'clock at night? Yes, I have a fax machine. But it is, um, like I know it's fundamentally important to be really dialed in to what my goals are, what my purpose is. And um, so there's something for me to focus on for tomorrow, and maybe spend some time meditating on that. And that is the thing right now. The big, I guess, one of the biggest battles that I have is the sense that I'm time bankrupt because I have so many tasks and obligations and commitments. So I get to work through that and come up with a way to frame it and walk through it that works for me. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.